Really proud of the guys, the coaches, the staff, and the way they persevered. First half wasn't pretty. Penalties, turnovers, field position. I think that really dictated the flow a lot the first half. Second half, we cleaned some things up. But still left some things out there that we gotta continue to work on and clean up. But good to win. Really happy for the organization. Three AFC East championships in a row, and that's hard to do. It's hard to get one, let alone three in a row. So I'm just very grateful for the effort and our fans also that showed up today. So I want to wish everyone out there a Merry Christmas, and we'll get home as soon as we can here.
What do you think the key was, Coach, to kind of that third quarter spurt? You come out of the locker room and it's 2 quick drives. I mean, I know you got the turnovers and help there, but what kind of keyed that spurt there?
Yeah, better complementary football, and it really all started by the offense coming out and getting into a rhythm. Executing at a higher level than we were in the first half, and then that takeaway, like you said, I think it was Dane Jackson got the takeaway, and maybe Tim recovered. So good to see that.
Hey, Sean, 3 straight division titles now. You're very happy locker room, obviously, after the game. When you started this run, when you guys got here, you were kind of hunting the teams ahead of you. Now, the team's being hunted coming into seasons. Is it a little different feeling when you're able to wrap up a title like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a different feel every time you go on the field because like you said, that everyone's momentum is coming at us, that way, and as opposed to, trying to climb like we were early on, and we won some of those and then we lost some close ones, and so I know what that feeling's like, and but you got to keep that feeling a little bit too from a humble and hungry approach, right? And even though you're the one that we're in a different position now, but still you got to stay, playing with that chip on your shoulder, coaching with that chip on your shoulder, and really putting the work in.
Justin Fields is so elusive, especially as a runner. Can you talk a little bit maybe about the defensive job you guys were able to do in slowing him down and not letting him break off big plays?
It was a great discipline, great display of disciplined football. I thought we tackled better today than we did last week, and just fundamentally played better football. And getting the takeaway was big, like we talked about a few minutes ago. And but it takes discipline to play good football, and particularly good defensive football.
Just the way they were able to stem the tide. Also, I mean, 3 turnovers. Bears only allowed 3 points off the 3 turnovers. Your offense had just stemming the tide, killing the momentum that they might have had.
Yeah. The sudden change defense was big, and I think one of them was a 4th down. We got off, and then we went right back out there. So we got to do a better job with the football and on the offensive side of the ball. And I thought some areas, special teams wise, coverage wise, they were. I think at halftime it was maybe they were close to the 40 in terms of starting field position, and we were where we were. So it's hard to win when you're turning the ball over. Or you're starting field position and it's so uneven like that, and then you're beating yourselves with penalties. So we got to get that cleaned up.
Motor and Cook, I mean, they not only got to the second level, they really stretched out some runs for you in the open field.
Yeah. Credit to the offensive line and Motor and James. They did a great job. I know James had the long one there, made a great cut at the end to put it in the end zone, and I think that 1-2 punch with the run game combined with the pass game, and it's just better complementary that way.
You discussed the production of the offensive line a bit more. Without Mitch Morse, his Bates go in and out of the game, but it seemed like they created plenty of massive holes for the running game.
Yeah, like you said, I don't know what else more I can say. You said it well, and you want it over here? Everything starts up front. Really on both sides of the ball. If you want to play good football, it's got to start up front. You got to control the line of scrimmage with great pad level and great fundamentals and coming off the ball. And we were able to do that at times, and that was good to see.
What was the thought process at the end of the first half? You had a couple of timeouts left, 40 seconds. It seemed like they were going to face a 3rd and long a little bit.
Yeah.
And you decided to
Yeah. Just initially was, hey, if we can get a negative play early, we'll take the timeout, which we did, and then obviously we forced them to run the ball after that, and I just felt like, hey, let's get in the locker room and regroup a little bit here, and didn't know really how much we'd have left on the bone there with the punt, and just felt like overall we were getting the ball after half, and felt like it's just better to just go in and regroup.
I know the wind kind of messed up the kicking game a little bit today. It was pretty crazy out there, but just the job that Sam did in flipping the field a couple of times, hanging some up there despite adverse conditions.
The kicking game, I thought they got the better part of it early in the game there in the first half, and then in the second half, our guys really were able to reset and came up with some big plays for us, which is all part of the ebb and flow of a game. So that the mental toughness those guys showed, and working together, and Coach Smiley was good to see that right there, and good for us too.
From your perspective, what do you think led to some struggles from Tyler Bass today?
That's uncharacteristic, so I'm not going to put too much in it. Those are tough conditions. If you guys were down the field, the kicking game was going to be challenged today, and it was. But I love how he came back, and it's easier to start well, but to start not so good and come back to show the mental toughness and strength to do that, I think is really impressive.
Sean, how does this win reflect the resiliency of the team and everything that you guys have been through this year with leaving early, having to stay places longer, having to move the game places? It's just been an up and down season for that. And so how does this reflect the resiliency that you guys have had all season?
Yeah, just I think it personifies that resiliency, and now we got to stay here tonight. So the airport's closed in Buffalo. From come back in the locker room. First word is, hey, we're staying the night. And I was hoping they were praying they were kidding. No offense to Chicago, love Chicago. What a great town, but. It's hard to be away from your family when you work so hard and you'll have so much time to be around them. But as I told the guys after the game, if I'm not with my family and they're not with theirs, there's no other family I'd rather be with than them. And so it's a great time for us as an organization too, Maddie included, Chris included here, that get to hang out a little bit, and everyone here that's from the Bills, right? I know it's a little bittersweet, right? But we'll make the most of it and get back as soon as we can. So someone's looking out for us and trying to keep us safe.
Let's take one more question here, then we'll go to Zoom. Let's go to Zoom. Grace, we're ready for Zoom.
All right, hi Coach. Would you have the first question?
Okay.
Coach, congratulations. 3 straight AFC championships, man. Good win out there.
Thanks, Mookie. Good to see you. I hope you guys are all safe back home there.
Yeah, they called it this the worst blizzard since 77. That was a pretty nasty blizzard, but yeah. I'll say both warm and it was exciting to watch you guys keep doing, but just care to talk about how resilient your group is to start off 0-2 in the division to pride yourself with those straight AFC titles.
Yeah, you said it. It's a word that's being used a lot with these guys, and they've overcome a lot, including today in the conditions out here. That can be a very neutralizing weather situation, right? And it was through the better part of maybe 2.5 quarters. So it really wasn't setting up well for us, but the guys found a way, and the coaches did the same through great communication and execution.
Now, I always talk about how you got to run the ball in December. I mean, what a day your offense had up front, Singletary and Cook. You could talk about your coach.
Yeah, that was good to see. It really was. To be able to have a two-dimensional approach, especially in December, like you said, and with the weather the way it was, that was much needed. And the offensive line came out, I thought, really did a great job playing with pad level and executing.
Coach, that challenge. What did you see that challenge to give you the confidence to go ahead and go to flag?
Yeah, I got great intel from up top that it was going to be close. I felt like it was. A pivotal play in the game, potentially, obviously, with the conversion or lack thereof on 4th down. And Mark Lubick and Dennis Locke do a great job for me up in the booth, and they thought it was worth the challenge there.
Once again, Coach, congratulations. Merry Christmas and safe travels.
Thanks, guys. You too.
Hey, Sean, Anthony.
Oh, you look comfortable, huh? Yeah, good. A little bit of
Western New York, to be honest.
With snow? It's snowing like across?
Yeah, it's like lightning, winds, and I guess like 2/3 of the cities are emergency vehicles that are stranded right now. It's like a bad situation here, so.
We'll be thinking of you guys, man, praying for everyone out there. But go ahead, yeah, Adam.
Thank you. John, you guys did on field today. I think it was, 11 yards on 7 carries. Just how you were able to contain him and really limit him that way.
Yeah, I thought it was a good plan by Leslie and the defensive staff, and the players executed. You got to be disciplined against a quarterback like that, or running game like that. And then they came out. Give them credit. They came out, with some of the kind of misdirection type plays, the bootlegs early, and trying to get Justin on the perimeter of the defense. And I thought just as important was, and impressive really, Adam, was how the defense adjusted through the game, right? After that first series or two, really adjusted in game, which is important and necessary. So, yeah, you got to be disciplined. You got to have good gap integrity. And really there's the way we practice, you got to, do your 1/11th, because the ball could be anywhere. It could be in the quarterback's hands or the running back's hands. So it was a good job by those guys.
And just last for me real quick, I know you touched on the division title, and obviously the goals for this team and this organization are much greater at this point, but do you allow yourself at all to kind of reflect on what that accomplishment is 3 straight now?
Yeah, I think tonight, like I said, I'd rather be with my family like we all would, but be able to take a breath and like you said, reflect a little bit on what it's taken to get here. And listen, it's more than one person, right? It's all the people back home who aren't with us. We're thinking of them and so appreciative of what they bring to our organization, and so grateful. It's not just the football side; it's all parts of our organization, right? Working together as one. So Merry Christmas to those guys as well.
All right, Sean, thanks so much. I hope you guys get home as safely as possible.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, Sean, glad to see everybody got to Chicago safe. Obviously, now you got to try and figure out when you're getting back, how you're getting back. I know you mentioned that you guys need to spend the nights. Is there still uncertainty of plans to get back? Like, do you guys know when you can come back, or at this point is it just wait and see, just kind of like everybody else here in Buffalo?
Yeah, we're going to keep looking into it. Right now, we have a scheduled flight for tomorrow morning, trying to fly into Rochester. Some of the Bills staff is looking at me like they're all trying to, that's news to them, right? So apologize for that, guys. Just we're working on it here. So, yeah, obviously a unique situation. Safety first. You only get one chance at this, right? So we want to make sure we're doing the right thing. And I know our ops team, led by Brendan Rowe, and Brandon's been involved in it, Ron Rakoya. Like I said, I came into the locker room, and I was talking to Chris Clark on the way in, our director of security, and I said, hey, great to get a win. And I said, do you think we can get home? And he said, he first broke the news to me, and I thought he was kidding after. Not that I didn't think it was possible, but I was hoping he was kidding, and then quickly turned around and saw Brandon, and Brandon said the same thing. So we walked back to my locker room and tried to hash out the schedule for the players over the next couple of weeks, or the next couple of days, and the schedule for the coaches, trying to give them time with their families as well here. So, yeah.
Understanding, I guess, the frustration of not being able to make it home, given what day it is and what day tomorrow is and where your families are. Is there any added satisfaction with all of the obstacles this team has had to overcome this year, with the game that got moved to Detroit, with this, just knowing that you guys were able to win that 3rd straight AFC East title?
Yeah, no doubt. It's a great feeling. Very grateful. The reality of our situation is you don't get that time back with your kids, right? Christmas morning, when you got little kids, or kids at all, or family at all, right? So, but there's a silver lining in this somewhere, and we'll find it.
Absolutely. Safe travels back. Thank you, Sean.
Yeah, thanks.
Those are the questions. Thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks, guys. Merry Christmas.